Chapter 1. Drip, drip, drip. Sitting in the corner of the small, cramped cell, Ronan barely had the strength required to turn his head. What was the point of moving? There was nothing to look at. Nothing to see. Nothing ever changed down here in the gloom. Another drop of water hit the puddle on the floor in the opposite corner. It was the only sound he'd heard since they'd stuck him in here so long ago. Had it been years? Decades? Centuries? How much time had passed since they put him in this black void of nothingness? Time had ceased to have any meaning. He racked his mind and tried to remember what came before the cell. Tried to recall life before the blackness that surrounded him. What came before the incessant sound that bore into his mind hour after hour, day after day, week after week. Drip, drip, drip. It was a celebration, he mumbled, his voice a faded grumble of its former self. He strained to recall the details, but they faded in and out of sight. His grumbling turned into a growl that vibrated through his weary body. He smashed his hands to the sides of his head and curled in on himself. Just one memory, that was all he wanted. One memory that wasn't of this dank cave that stank of death. Ronan closed his eyes and let his mind drift back through time, how much time he didn't know. Eventually, a memory emerged, delicate and fluttering. The music was lively, and people were dancing and singing beneath the bright light of a full moon. Torches lined the columns of the outdoor plaza, beating back the darkness of the night that surrounded them. Ronan leaned against one of the stone columns, looking at the ring given to him by Nyx, the female leader of the Black River clan, who'd allied themselves with his own clan, the Nightshade Weavers. The ring was a token of their enduring friendship. Though a small clan, they were fierce fighters and could arguably turn the tide in a battle. "Are you all right?" Ronan looked up at the female before him. "Apologies, my lady. I was caught up in my head for a moment." He gave Callista a smile. She was one of 7 counselors who advised him on clan matters. Over the years, she'd become one of the voices he trusted most. She was rational, and yet still cared for the well-being of their kin. And he was no blind shifter. Callista possessed a rare beauty. She was tall and lean, her skin flawless and the color of alabaster. Her hair was the color of fire, and her eyes glittered like polished emeralds. Ronan had caught her giving him the same admiring glance once or twice. Tensions might have been rising between the shifter clans, but Ronan always found a moment of peace whenever he was near Callista. Neither had yet to speak of spending more.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?